Welcome to Man Utd Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for Manchester United news, rumours, and updates. Our first news is Roy Keane leaves Gary Neville and Jamie Carrager in hysterics over strange question. When Dutch football legend Ruud Gullit reunited with Roy Keane on the Stick to Football podcast, the Manchester United icon was reminded of a hilarious story from one of their past meetings. Roy Keane had podcast co-hosts Gary Neville and Jamie Carrager laughing as he recounted a side-splitting tale about Ruud Gullit. The Dutch football legend, known for his illustrious career with AC Milan, PSV, Feyenoord, and Chelsea, appeared on the latest episode of the Stick to Football podcast. During the show, Keane didn't hesitate to relive a memorable encounter between the two at the 2022 World Cup. All the TV companies stay in the same hotel, and I bumped into Ruud at breakfast, the Irishman explained. I obviously didn't know him. I remember being dead polite, and he spoke to me about injuries. He asked me what was the worst injury I had. I thought strange question, but he seemed really interested. So I told him, oh, my cruciate, and I had a hip operation, that set me back a bit. Then I said, what about you? And he went, I used to always get side strains, recalled Keane, pointing to the side of his ribcage. I went, side strains, and he went, yeah, you know when you're lifting trophies. The studio erupted in laughter. You got me, Keane conceded, while Gullit chuckled knowingly. Now 62, Gullit is celebrated as one of the all-time greats in Dutch and continental football. Famed for his adaptability, he excelled in numerous roles on the pitch and left a lasting mark wherever he played. He earned the Ballon d'Or in 1987, the same year he made a record-setting £6 million switch from PSV to AC Milan. There, he enjoyed a trophy-laden run with 3 Serie A wins and 2 European Cups, forming a legendary trio with Marco van Basten and Frank Rijkaard, a partnership that also propelled the Netherlands to Euro 1988 glory. Gullit later joined Chelsea in 1995, paving the way for a wave of international stars like Gianfranco Zola, Gianluca Vialli, and Marcel Desailly. Taking over as player-manager in 1996, he led the club to FA Cup glory in 1997, the Blues' first major trophy in over a quarter of a century. Among Chelsea supporters, Gullit is still seen as a transformative figure from the pre-Roman Abramovich years, lauded for his finesse and vision both as a player and manager. That's why it came as a surprise when club owner Todd Boehly failed to recognize him. I think football clubs these days are run for business rather than from the heart, Gullit said. I met Todd Boehly, it was a meeting for all the clubs organized by PSG chairman, Nasser Al-Khelaifi. So I thought I'd introduce myself, to Boehly. He asked me, what do you do? I said, I played football, also for Chelsea. Don't miss subscribe for more Man United transfer news. Our second news is Ruben Amorim issues Man United players' firm demand as financial woes put into perspective. Manchester United's priority is winning the Europa League, but Ruben Amram has sent a clear message to his players as they return to domestic action against Brentford on Sunday. Ruben Amram admits cash-strapped Manchester United cannot afford to throw away Premier League points, because every place in the table is worth millions. United, 14th in the table, travel to Brentford on Sunday in a game they must successfully navigate ahead of Thursday's Europa League semi-final second leg at home to Athletic Bilbao. Although the Europa League remains their priority, with United leading 3-0 from the first leg, Amorim said they cannot afford to give up in the Premier League, with each place worth around £3 million in prize money. Lifting the Europa League trophy will be worth around £100 million to United, with the winners also going straight into next season's Champions League. But Amorim said he and his players cannot forget their domestic responsibilities. The United boss said, it's hard to separate, but we know that we always have a responsibility. We have always a responsibility to perform. We always have the responsibility of the results. We have to show the importance of every game at Manchester United. Then, every position we have in the Premier League, you win more money, so that's important. Then it's about fighting for your pride. Of course we don't have anything to fight for, in the league. We have the second leg, which is really important for us. We know that, but we need to be competitive in every game. Amorim hinted at changes to United's starting 11, having heavily rotated his lineup between the two quarter-final legs against Lyon last month. Of course, we are in the advantage, we have our fans, but again this could change, he said in Bilbao, anything can happen in one game. Of course, we are confident but we need to be really careful with our players against Brentford, because you can feel it. Nous Mazraoui is dead, tired, Patrick, Dorgu, is tired, so we have to manage the players. Amorim was able to welcome back injured duo Ahmad and Matthijs de Ligt as second-half substitutes on Thursday. Luke Shaw also came on after starting last Sunday's draw away to Bournemouth. When you see Luke Shaw playing, he's a top player and everything he does is with class and quality, Amorim hailed. He needs to push himself really hard because we need guys like Luke Shaw, and then Ahmad is really important 1-against-1. You can feel it, he doesn't yet have that explosion to go 1-against-1 but the opponent is always looking for that. Mata is really important for us. He's really fast, really strong and good in the build-up, so I'm really pleased to have him back. Stay tuned for more updates on Man Utd Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more Man United transfer news. Our last news is Ryan Reynolds sent clear transfer message as forward verdict given on Man United star. Wrexham owners Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney have been told why they should make signing a current Man United star their priority after gaining promotion to the Championship. Wrexham have been urged to push the boat out to sign Manchester United defender Johnny Evans. The Welsh side, owned by Hollywood stars Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, earned promotion to the Championship last weekend. The actors have doubled down on their ambition of taking Wrexham all the way to the Premier League in the wake of their 3-0 win over Charlton Athletic. Manager Phil Parkinson is expected to be busy in the summer transfer window as he looks to make additions to help his squad compete at the next level. Evans is one of several high-profile names to be linked with joining the Red Dragons, along with Jamie Vardy and Kevin De Bruyne. The 37-year-old made a surprise return to Old Trafford in 2023, having left the club in 2014, and was initially only signed for pre-season, but he has gone on to make 42 appearances in all competitions over the last two campaigns. With his contract due to expire in June and no sign of an extension on the table, former Wrexham and United winger Mickey Thomas thinks he would make a great addition to Parkinson's side, saying, "He would be fantastic. I saw a rumor about Johnny Evans and he's been magnificent when he's played for Manchester United in the last couple of seasons," said Thomas. "He would be fantastic, there's no question about that. He's very experienced and you're going to need that as well. When you look who the manager has brought in, he's brought in Stephen Fletcher and experience like that with Jay Rodriguez. He will be on the lookout for some type of player like Johnny Evans, which would be a good addition to the team." Thomas watched the second half of Saturday's game against Charlton from Reynolds and McElhenney's private box and was also invited onto the pitch by the owners to enjoy the post-match celebrations. He made 349 appearances over two spells at Wrexham during his career, most famously scoring a stunning free kick in a shock FA Cup victory over Arsenal. The ex-Wales international believes a number of new signings will need to be made to make the club competitive in the Championship next season. However, Thomas insists Wrexham have nothing to be afraid of after registering their third successive promotion, despite the presence of several former Premier League sides. He said, "I would say you're looking at 4 or 5 players who will come through the door. Every football club, every season adds quality. Without doubt, that's going to happen. You have to have a belief that they can do really well. At this moment in time, we're like a runaway train, no one can stop us. This is a big test, though, and you have to see what's ahead of you." Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Man United Transfer HQ, and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop with the latest transfer news and rumors. One more thing, what are your thoughts on these updates? Comment below.